Zhonghai University from Taiwan. I'm Steve, and I'll be introducing our works to you. Our project name is DADSS, which represents Disaster Ambulance Decision Support System. We were instructed by Professor Ong Shaoren and Professor Xu Yongyu, and we have six members doing this project. This is our content. I will start from the general background information, and then project objectives and research done by others, and method and procedure with their technical details. And then we have a demonstration video and some future works. Okay, massive disasters not only cause financial losses but also traumatize victims. Those are some historic events. The first one is a massive fire disaster happened in August 31st, 2003. This community big fire disaster took 13 lives away and 71 people were injured. The next one happened on May 12th, 2008 in Sichuan. This big earthquake injured more than 400,000 people and caused financial losses more than 845 billion Chinese yen. The next one happened on May 11th, 2011. A big earthquake struck the northern east of Japan and took more than 300,000 people were injured. And this earthquake also caused big tsunami and nuclear disaster and make Fukushima uninhabitable for at least 10 years. The last one happened on July 31st, 2014. It's just last year. A series of explosions caused by underground gas leaks took 32 lives away, and several main roads and street blocks were destroyed. Some victims were even on the road when the explosions tore the city. Those disasters were massive and result in huge damage, not only financial, economically and mentally, to the local areas. We were inspired, and we were trying to build something, a tool, a system to help to reduce losses and save more lives. Our project objectives can briefly be described as 3 topics. The first one is understand the scene condition and set rescue plans, and then accelerate the whole rescuing process. By doing this, the first step is to gain necessary information about the scene condition, about how big was the disaster and how many people were injured. And the second one, besides the information itself, another important thing is the promptness of those information. And in order to do that, we need to establish a platform where we can share our informations and store our data, and then the most important to analyze them. We did some online research at the beginning of our project, and we found some valuable references. The first one is called Being Safety. This is developed by the Industrial Technology Research Institute. It's an official institute in Taiwan. And this app allows users to record events with their photos and GPS location, and they can send back to their superior or any authorities concerned. This shows the importance of gaining information. And the second one, we look up for the hospitals online registration system. The user can make registration online or check doctor schedules to know when they will be able to see their doctors. And we take the idea of promptness, because when disaster happens, maybe victims they will need to know when they will be able to be on an ambulance. And for the ambulance drivers, they will have to know the latest condition of the road condition about traffic. And for decision makers, they will have to know how many available resources they will be able to assign, like ambulances, and how many police they will be able to help execute this rescuing operation. The last one is called UMAP. This was in the wake of the Kaohsiung explosions. This is a simple online map system that allows users to upload events, and they can find something useful nearby them. For instance, hospitals, hotels, or police departments. And this is an information platform we were talking about on the front pages. And we are thinking about adding something more to this platform. So how are we going to do this? The first step is to establish an information net by several ways. The simplest way is to communicate with others by some phone applications like Lines, and some community websites like Facebook or Twitter. And the most popular ways people may be using is through Google, like Google Maps. And after gaining all these informations, we might be able to come out our own information platform with our data stored inside, and then we can analyze them. This is the simple chart of our works. We developed a simple app in our cell phone, and we are using the development tool called App Inventor 2. This is for Android systems. And then we put our softwares on the cloud server. The values from the app first will go into the simulation software. It's called Simulation 8. And then after the simulation completes, they will come out with several solutions, simulations. And those simulations will go into the PSO, which stands for Particle Swarm Optimization. This software will compare all these results from Simulation 8 to find out the best efficiency solution. And our app was mainly designed for decision makers. We assume that there's an area where the disaster will occur, and we have 3 hospitals in this area, and we assume there will be 5 evacuation points for the victims to gather and wait for the ambulance. We have resources of some ambulance and victims. The first step we are going to do is to estimate the victim number and available ambulances first. The victim number can be considered as the resident number, and ambulances will be not only from a local area, they might be assigned from outside areas. The next step, after assigning all these ambulances, we'll execute the rescue operations. These are some details. The first one, at the phone application interface, we have some inputs including ambulance number and victim number. And victim percentage represents the 5 evacuation points that victims, their distribution in 5 evacuation points. And the feedback will be the ambulance number that will be assigned to those 3 hospitals separately. For Hospital 1, Hospital 2, and Hospital 3. And we will also send the average queue time when the victim's waiting for the ambulance. And in simulation 8, the inputs from the app will be ambulance and victim numbers. The simulation will compare the distance between those 5 evacuation points to the 3 hospitals. And when those solutions comes out, they will go into PSO, and the PSO will try to minimize the victim average waiting times and the efficiency. They will be compared. The result, we have number of ambulances for Hospital 1 to Hospital 3, and then average waiting time, and they will be sent back to the phone app. This is the model of our simulation. We have ambulance amount and beds. And the 3 different colors represents 3 different hospitals in the disaster area. And the 5 blocks represents the 5 evacuation points. Now we look through. When the disaster takes place, there will be victims waiting for help, and then the hospital will be assigned. And after they reach the hospital will have their beds for the victims, and this victim will be considered as finished. The simulation will keep running until all victims are completed. This is the screen of our phone app. It was designed for briefly using, and the first one users input victim amount here and ambulance amount, and they can input the percentage of evacuation points by typing or moving these sliders, moving this
cursor.
Swipe.
No,
Drag.
cursor.
忘记，就是那个滑杆。
cursor。
什么滑杆？
啊，对不起，这边跳过。
是不是那个手机这样滑过去？
对。
Swipe。
就是那个滑动。
slide bar。
好像就叫做 slider。
Slider。
好像就叫做。然后 and we have the reset button for users. 对，应该是。And after pressing the send button, those messages will be sent to the server. And note that to prevent our server for too much message comes in at one time, the sending button will not be available once pressed in 30 seconds. And this is the output of our app. We have distribution of ambulances to 3 hospitals and all the average queue time for the 5 evacuation points. And we'll be demonstrating our works. 那边是本来用讲的，你刚刚不小心没赶到。
没关系，这样讲，之前跳过。
你拿那个过来。
我请问一下，你刚刚讲的那个 tsunami 那个是到底是5月11还是3月11？
那个3月11。
可是你讲是 May 11，然后 slides 是 March。
可恶。